Hello, everyone. Welcome to the day number 2. Thank you so much for supporting yesterday's lecture. I really appreciate that you have liked my post and also you appreciated me. Now I want you to I want to appreciate you all guys. Thank you so much for support. So yesterday we have learned something very basic and very introductory session, but today we are going to learn about mm, let's say creating a database, how to create a proper database. Okay, so we know that when we work in Excel, database is a very important part. Okay, so um, what exactly is database? Let me just explain you. So there are two things that comes into our mind when it comes to data and databases and the whole science behind that. The very first thing is the data. So what is data? Data is information that we use to create a proper output and a report that can help you to take a decision for your business or for your work. Okay, so data is basically a raw fact, figure, or statistics that are collected, stored, and processed. Okay, now what is database? A database is a different thing from the data. So database is organized collection of data. So data is just a proper information, a single piece of information, and database is a collection of data, different kind of data, and this is stored in a organized form. So that's why we call it database. Okay. Now there are three types of database we use. So what are those three types of database? The very first data is text, second is the date, and third is the number. So I'm not talking about the programming database, I'm talking about the Excel database. Okay, so when we use Excel, we majorly use three types of data. Either it's a text, data, or number. So let's find out how we can create a simple database. Okay, now for database, what we will need? A data, right? So why we create a table? Table is a collection of sequential and tabular form data. Why we use table? The very first thing comes is improved our data management and organization. So if our data is placed different ways, like one data is here, then one data is here, one data is here, one data is here, one data is here, so it will be very hard for us to analyze that data. Second thing, enhance our data analysis. So um, second thing comes is our enhanced data analysis. So when we have organized data, we can use the power of Excel formulas and all to analyze the data. How? By creating reports. So when we create different type of reports from a whole lot of data, we can actually create some reports and we can get the outcome from that, which can help us to take decisions, right? And third thing is monitor the data accuracy and consistency. See, data is like coming and going every day. Every day we are buying something, we are selling something in business, we are doing expenses, and it is very hard to keep the data organized. So for creating any kind of report to the management, we need to understand the how we can monitor the accuracy of data and the consistency of data. Okay, so these three things are really important. That's why we created table. um, Now three types of data that we use is number, text, and date. So here is a blank sheet. I don't have any data, so I want to create a database. Let's say company name. The very first thing comes is the heading, and what we know, heading should not have any space. So company name, the heading, company heading, let's say ABC Limited. Okay, and then we get the subheading list of customers. This is how the proper header and the subheader works. Then comes country. After that comes region, name, or salesperson, let's say number of sales, amount, or maybe sales amount. You can add as many as you can, and it will go always left to right. Yesterday we have discussed about this. And then you just, now there is a shortcut to Alt BHK. So 2 BHK, 3 BHK, you can remember this. Alt BHK. Sorry, not Alt BHK. Alt BHK is the activation, okay. Alt BHA. Alt BHA. Yeah. So when you go with Alt BHA, it will cover all with the borders. So this is our database structure. Now we put the data. So I have some database ready which I can use here. Let's say salesman. I will put salesperson here. So okay. So this is how I will add different things, and let me just skip directly to the database. So we can just save time. But this is a task for you. You need to finish this whole database by your own. Okay, you can take a screenshot of this. You need to create the whole database, a sample database for your understanding and your learning purpose. Okay, you don't have to show anything to anyone else, but only to you can just share in the group, and you can work on this data. Okay, so this is the task for you. Now I'm moving the sample to the sample database. So this is our sample database. So when we create a database, we have this kind of information. The first thing that comes after creating a sample data set, we need to clean the data. Yesterday we have discussed about that. We need to clean the data first so that it becomes proper for analyze purpose and all other things that we can create report. Now to do this, let me just move to the structure. We know that there are 3 types of data, right? So first we check the text type of data editing, how we can clean the data which is text. For example, first is the trim. We can use trim function. Now what is trim function? Trim function actually remove all the extra spaces from your data. For example, if we have home theater, then space and unnecessary spaces are there, and we don't know where exactly this space is. So what we will do, we will do trim, and then we select this data and enter. That's it. So when you copy this formula and paste to the all, it will give you the proper data without any additional space. Okay, so this is the trim database. Second is upper. Upper is, let's say this name is in mix like proper case. Okay, and you want to make it upper, all the letters in uppercase. So simply go is equal to upper and change it to upper. That's it. And then you copy this and to the last, and this is done. Now in the same way you can create in the lower also. So let's say is equal to lower, and then you select the same cell. So all the text is converted into lower. So what we are doing, we are just cleaning the data according to our needs. So if you need lowercase, let's say email ID, sometimes email ID is in upper and lower mixed cases. You can just simply keep it in the lower case. Next is the proper. For example, you want each and every name, the first letter should be in capital and then the lower. So there is a formula called proper. So you keep proper and then you select the name or text. So every first letter will become, no matter how many words in this. For example, let's say it's home theater. Okay, so H is small, then T is small, so you can use it here as well. It's equal to proper, then so H and T become capital. So this is how you can manage your database. So first, cleaning the text database. What we did, we use trim to remove extra spaces. We use upper to change case. We use lower to change it to lowercase. We use proper to change the first letter capital. Now this is very important function, the AND function. What AND function does is it just merge two databases. For example, if I just go is equal to select first and select 2, that's it. So it will merge both the data. Now sometimes we need space between two names. Okay, so what we will do, when we create the first cell, and here we will create like the invert, it is comma, space and comma, and then again we will put AND. So it will bring a space between two names, and then again you can use as many AND as you want. Again AND and the third and fourth. This is how you can merge all the data in different cells. Okay, so this is the fourth thing. And then if you want to separate the name, for example, first name, middle name and last name, today I did in my office this. So let's say you have this name. Okay, now let me just add this space so you will have an idea how it works. And I put the different name. Let's say in the middle I put different name, so you will have Alexander Martha television. Okay, and let me just remove the last end. So this is the full name. Let's say first name, middle name and last name. So this is the person name. Now what you need to do is or what you want to do is you want first name different, middle name different and last name different. Now how you can do this? Simply use the control E function, flash fill yesterday we used. So you give some idea to the AI, Alexander, Shelly, and automatically it will change you. Sometimes it automatically detects, but if it doesn't detect you, just put 2 or 3 name and then you go and press select the whole cell or whole area and then control E. Done. The first name is here. Then you put the heading. Second name, and then last name. But before putting second name, we put the last name. So this AI will have better understanding of what we are doing. The more clear instruction you give, the more accurate answer it will give, because flash fill is not 100% correct. Sometimes it gives mistakes, or it makes mistakes also. So For example, TELEBISRONTHEA, and you can see it's done. Now we will bring the middle name, Martha, Herman, Home, because sometimes, in name there are two names, like Kumar and father name. So we bring both in the middle. Then Herman, then Timothy, Cell. Okay, so you give more idea, then you click Control E, and it's done. Can you see this? Diana, Martha, Home in this middle, and the surname in the last. So this is how you can create the different type of text format, and you can just clean this data. So this is just a basic. There's a whole lot thing you can do, but I'm just quickly summarizing and quickly giving you the basic idea how you can clean the data. Now, second thing is date. In your sample database, let's say if you have date, now let's say here you have date. So this date format is completely in different format, but I want, let's say, date in this format, 1st June 2018. I want this format. So what you can do is, you can use this text function, this one. So you go is equal to text and then tab, put the value and comma, and after that you use the inverted comma, and then you give it a direction what exactly you want. So you have, I want date oblique oblique y means this format I want, and then boom, it's done. 6th January. So this is the American style, so that's why it's giving me 6th January, and it's done. Can you see that? Now if you want dash instead of this oblique, you can simply change it, and it's done. So this is how you can change the date. Now sometimes you also need let's say year, which year it is. So simply press year and then enter. 2018. It will give you year. Maybe there is some formatting error. Okay. Maybe there's some error, some kind of error is coming. Okay. I need to check the formula in the date format. I'm putting in the text format. Year, then this. And then it will give you year. The next, you want to check which month is this. So simply go to month and then you put the area. So this is the first month. This is the second month, the third month, fourth month, seventh month. This is how it will give you month. And also it can give you the day, which date is. So is equal to day, and then you select the date range. And you just simply copy. So it will give you the date. So this is how you can check and you can find more information and you can automate these things. So text is done, date is done. Now comes the number. So what is number? Number is the third type of data which we use. In our sample database, you can see that here it is a number. The quickest thing that come in my mind is, like, for example, this is how the number is given. So what you do is you press Alt plus K, Alt HK, sorry. Alt HK. So you select this and Alt HK, and it's done. It simply convert uh, your simple number to decimal numbers. Alt HK. Okay, so Alt HK. And if you want to create a database and you don't know what number I should add, and if you're adding manually, let's say 1000 this one, then again then, so you can use the rand between formula. So it is rand between, let's say you want between 1 lakh to 5 lakh. So first you put 1 lakh and then you put 5 lakh. So it will give you the random number between 1 lakh to 5 lakh. And you can just simply copy that formula. It will give you the random formula for testing purpose. Okay. So this is the random thing it will give you. So this is how you can create your database also. Now next comes the round formula. Sometimes very important. Sometimes we have database and the database is coming in, let's say this 5 or 6 digit in after the decimal sign, 0.121646, and then again let's say 0.6618, 0.14451, so something like this. But you want this data, let's say this is coming after, yeah, it will work in formula also. So you put this, but it is coming as point something like this. So what you can do is you can use the round formula. So what round does is round just remove all the decimals and it converts into the proper numbers. For example, round is equal to round, sorry, is equal to round, and then you select that cell and you put comma and 0, bracket close, enter. So it will give you exactly, it will remove all the decimals after the number. But sometimes you may need at least 2 decimals. So you can simply change this 0 to 2 and it will give you 2 decimals. So here we have, let's say 154664. How many decimals are there? There are 6 decimal numbers. So here we have only 2. If you want to test, just copy this and paste the value and you will find exactly there are only 2. See, there are only 2. So this is how you can use the round function. Now comes the if error, very important. Let's say you have this formula here, but it is showing some kind of error. Let's say this divided by this. And then here you put this divided by this. So it will show you error. Sorry, just remove this. Okay. So here you put formula this divided by this. Then again this, let's say this divided by this. So let me just check in somewhere else. And then this divided by this. So it gives you some kind of error. Sometimes in database it gives you error. I don't have exactly data where it is showing error, but yeah. So that time you want to ignore that error. So you can do this. You can simply go if error, tab, end, comma, 0 and close. So it will remove the error and it will simply, let's say for example, I'm just multiplying the data with this, something like this. Usually we get this kind of error, but you want this cell to be 0 or some data. So simply you can use if error tab. It will create the column, bracket, and then you go to the end, comma, 0, and close. So it will give you 0. So it will have some data. Even if it is error, it will give you 0. Because sometimes when we put the formula below, something like this, total formula. So if we don't have if error, let's say here we don't have if error, so it will not calculate our, sometimes it does not calculate our total thing. This error continues to all the places, something like this, and we can't get the actual value. So here we can use the if error. So if error we can use to avoid the error, avoid all the formula errors. Now quick change to text, just like I showed you. Here you can bring the text into number. For example, this number is in the text format. So what you do is Alt HK, that brings into the number format. But if you want to reverse it, so you just go and use this shortcut, Alt plus, what's that? Yeah, Control Shift plus tilde. Tilde, which sign is tilde? There is a sign here in the keyboard. See this one next to 1. Left side to the 1. This is the tilde sign. You use this sign and you just press Control Shift tilde. Let me do it here. Control Shift tilde. So it will change your data from number to text. And then you Alt HK. So again the decimal number. Control Shift tilde, Alt HK. Control Shift tilde, Alt HK. So this is how you can play between the number data. So this is done. So far we have learned simple format of date, simple format of text. Okay. Now I want to give you some quick tips, quick formulas. Formula of the day, you can say. Let's say you have this sequence, and if you want to manage the sequence, one, Alt HK, Control Shift tilde, Alt HAC. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, sometimes we manually put all the serial number. So let me give you a quick tip for this. What you do is you simply go to the previous cell and you add +1. And then you copy this formula to the end. So it will just maintain the sequence. So this is the first way to do. Now the second way is you just put at least 2 to 3, 2 to 5 number, like 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you select from 1 to last and you use Alt EIS and then enter. So automatically it will give you the numbers in the same sequence. There will be no formula, because sometimes we don't need formula, right? You can use the +1, but if you don't need a formula, you can simply use Alt EIS and you can use it anytime. For example, if you inserted the line, inserted the row, and again the sequence blocked. So you select from 1 to last and Alt EIS. Again the sequence came. And also you can change it to formula. Plus is equal to this +1. Then the same thing will work. Okay, so this is how you can quickly give the sequence. So Alt EIS, this is the quick formula you can use. And yeah, paste special is also good. Good thing to know. Let's say you Control C, you copy it, and then Alt ESV, enter. So it will paste only the value, and you can change it Alt ES, then again F for formula. It will paste only formula. Let's say you want to paste this formula here. Alt ES F, it will paste the formula. And then again, you want to paste, let's say Alt ES the format. Let's say you want to change this format, and you want to paste this format somewhere else. You go to the new tab, Alt ES T for format. So it will paste only the format. So sometimes we want to paste only formula, sometimes we want to paste only the format, sometimes we want to paste only the value. So this is how you can switch between Alt ESV. So Alt ESV is the main command, and then you select it, whatever you want to do. We will do more practice with this, but just to keep in mind, Alt ESV will help you to paste special. Now the quick shortcut of the day. Okay, so while I was creating this database, I was quickly inserting and deleting the rows and columns. Do you want to know how to do that? Using the shift space. So when you press shift and space, you can easily select the row. When you press control plus space, you can select the column. And when you select it, you can select multiple as well. Then shift plus arrow keys. Arrow right. For example, you have selected this, and if you want to select more, so you press shift and then you go as much as you want to go. Then you can come back also. So you can play around this thing. So this is just a shortcut to quickly navigate you through the Excel sheet. Second is raw. In the raw also you can do shift space, control space, shift space. Now here you need to press the arrow down, arrow up and down. You can go up and down because it's a raw, so you can go only up and down. Here you can go right, left and right. Let's say shift space and then shift down, 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 shift up, 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 shift up, up, up. Okay, this is how you can play around. Now if you want to add any column, let's say you have a database and you want to add a row. So you simply shift space and then control plus, control plus, control plus, control plus, control plus, as many as you want. So control plus is to add. Now if you want to delete them, so control minus, you can select all and you can press at once, control minus. But if you want to remove only one or two, so control shift space and control minus. So it will delete only selected one. But if you want to select 2 or 3 and then you control minus, it will delete all. In the same way, you press control and space, so it will select the column. You can insert by control plus, plus, control plus. Keep the control key pressed and then press plus, plus, plus. And then you again press control minus, 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 minus. Sometimes we want to add so many columns, let's say something like this, and then we have inserted few columns. So this is all for the day. Yeah, one more thing. If you want to hide something, and I mean the database is getting so big and you just need let's say salesman name, item name, salesman item, and just the sale amount. If you don't want any other columns, you just simply go here, select it, control space, select both the two and control 0. So it will hide that. It will not delete that. If you press control minus, it will delete. But if you press control and 0, it will hide that. And if you want to unhide, just simply press control Z, or you can select two columns where in the middle, the hidden part is hidden part is there. You just simply click and unhide. Yeah, I don't know this shortcut of this, but yeah, sometimes you need keyboard. Yeah, sorry, a mouse. Sometimes you need to use the mouse. So let's say you hide it, and then you can unhide it. So this is all we can use for our quick database creation and cleaning the data. So this is how you can clean the data. Like yesterday we have learned about all the cleaning the data, like change the right format, adding remove the zero. So with trim and all, we can remove all the zero, all the spaces. We can change the formats. We can add multiple cell data into one cell, and this is how we can change our format. So I hope this is quite a long video, but sorry about that. But there's so much to share. So I try to make it simple. Now the homework is you need to create your own sample database using this structure, and then you play around all these shortcut. All these shortcut you can use trim. You can use let's say upper, lower, change the case, change the number to text, text to number, and get familiar with these things because these are the most uh, commonly used keys and shortcuts. So I hope you have understood this thing, this concept of creating table and cleaning the data. So this is the first step we need to do for any data analysis or any database creation in our accounts and finance field, or usually in each and every area of a business like HR or IT, or they first do this data creation and data cleaning part. So I hope you have understood this. I just want to say thank you so much for being a part of this learning journey, because for me also it is so exciting to share all these things with you every day. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video, next session. Yes, our Google Sheet is there, so I will update the task in this Google Sheet, like say Alt EIS. We learned about creating a database and cleaning the data. Next, the formula for the day, Alt EIS, very helpful. And adding a row and removing the row quickly with the use of keyboard. Now the task is create your own full-fledged random database. You don't need to share the Excel file. Just share the screenshot that we have created this. I have played around different kind of formulas and shortcuts. And that's it. So don't miss the practice part, because you can watch unlimited videos online and you can get all this information, but the most important thing is the rhythm of practicing these things. So when you practice, you can at least get something uh, worthwhile output from this series of sessions. So thank you so much. This is your friend Divyesh Dave signing off. Bye bye. See you, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.